Hey Danny, don't mind me while I just go onto YouTube and make sure that this is streaming, that this is like so gross on my face right now.
It's
But
time!
yeah, I really wanted some bloopers from Phil is Not on Fire to start auto-playing at that moment. That's really what I wanted. Hello, by the way, to everybody that's come quite promptly and to everybody watching on YouTube. Hi, I'm looking at the chat right now. Aesthetically pleasing and peachy dreams. And to everybody watching on YouTube and Tumblr after it has been uploaded. What up? I am filming today, live streaming from my bed, if you're wondering where I am. But Phil is editing a gaming video at the computer on the desk that I usually live stream from for very specific reasons, which is thrilling. So today we're in the dank cave that is my bedroom. I can give you a bit more like factorinis about why my bedroom is just a complete dank cave, because it truly is. Guess the crime. A fresh London experience for you right there. Okay, that is all set up there on YouTube. I'll just tweet this on the Twitter, and here we go. Hi. So, before we begin with this, I'll talk to you about my bedroom. My bedroom is like, it's not something that I want to share with the internet, really, for the sole reason that it's like a dark cave, because it has no houseplants in it or something. Like, aesthetically, it's not up to my standards. It needs, like, a couple houseplants. But the thing is, I never open the curtains. I don't know about you guys and how you operate in your bedrooms, but I have never opened the curtains ever. So any plant life that I might want to add in to make it look good, it would be so dead. It would be unbelievably dead. You have no idea. So this room can never be like a nice room. Its only purpose is to be a dank cave. But I got this amazing mirror. It's a moon mirror, which kind of goes with that moon chair I had. And you remember this thing? That was the most useless thing I've ever done, ever. The moon rug. Yeah. So I have a moon-themed cave room that's just completely terrible. So that's that. Anyway, let's talk about the important issues. There are plants that can survive without light. Are there humans that can survive without light? Because if so, like, I need to be... Imagine if I turned that up. That would just be so horrifying. I need to learn about that. I uploaded a video last night, another collab with your boy Anthony Padilla, or as I credited him in the YouTube description, Antoine Padildo. It's his legal name. He won't tell you that because he's very embarrassed. But yeah, uploaded an emo video called PSA Stop Emo Shaming. Why aren't you verified on YouTube anymore? When you change your username like I did from Danis Not on Fire to Daniel Howell, you have to reapply to be verified, and I just forgot. So that's why I'm not verified on YouTube, in case you're wondering right there. I've had a haircut, in case you were wondering. That's why I'm looking fresher than usual, slightly less ratty than you'd usually expect. So yeah, that emo video, I hope you liked it. That was an idea that I've had in my fabled videos idea notepad for about 4 years or something, which just goes to show how important of a mission, you could say, not making fun of emos for the shame that they're trying to put behind them forever truly is. And then when I was coming up with ideas to do with Anthony, I was like, oh my god, what do me and Anthony have in common? We both used to hide the fact that we were massive emos. So there we go. That's why I love the video. It was hilarious. That video made me feel personally attacked. Uh-oh, that's not good. This room is dark and dank like your soul. Thank you. I agree. Like my soul. Is that offensive? Should I be offended? Or is that fine? The G note triggered me. Yes. I mean, I guess that it would. I'm sorry if it did. I did not think of anybody's feelings when I hit that G note right there. Yeah. So, it's funny. I had the idea, but I actually wrote it on the car on the way to Anthony's house in about an hour. because I was like, oh, what am I doing? He wants me to film a video with him. Literally just busted it out in the car. And then we filmed it in like 15 minutes. And then I've been sitting on it for 3 weeks. And then I looked at it over the weekend and I was like, was that even good? And I was like, wow, no, this is quite the banter. So I decided to do it. When you said you joined the Black Parade, I hadn't left since 2006. Right. Shout out to all the people watching this that joined the Black Parade in 2006. And in their opinions, never left. Because I know that there's a lot of people out there that really vibe with that. Just to be sure, to clarify with a lot of people, because you must always assume that no one on the internet has any kind of sense of humour, that they just don't understand that anything is like not completely serious. The video was a joke in that I'm not saying as a political statement that if someone is emo, they should be ashamed. But let's have that discussion. Should people that used to be emo be ashamed of themselves and their past and these photos and the cringe things that happened? Because I'm saying that, like, people, I mean, the video joke is that people are trying to put it behind them and they're embarrassed, and you have to be sensitive of it and not be... Everyone's like, no, and someone's like, yeah. You look greasy. It's because there's a blue light. I did all the bulbs in this room by myself, and what that means is all the bulbs are yellow, and then there's one blue bulb, because I went to the hardware store and I was like, I'm an adult, and I know how to fix things in my own house, so I'm going to get this bulb, and yeah, like I said, it was just a complete disaster, and I have a blue light now shining down on my face, which is actually really horrible and distracting. I wish anyone taught me anything about how to actually function as an adult, because they truly didn't. So the thing is about emos is, what does emo mean to you? What is emo to you? Is it people that listen to MCR? Is it people that are like kind of gothy and alternative and emotional, but it's not really about the music or the clothes? Is it just an aesthetic style? What is it? Well, you're actually looking at an experienced guru of emo culture since the mid-noughties, and I can talk you through this. This is just my experience of it. So when it was like 2005, and emo started to become like a kind of mainstream enough thing, so that the teens on MySpace were like, yeah, emo wasn't what you think. It wasn't the hair over the eyes. It wasn't the cringe, crazy, you know, XD face, raw, whatever. It was basically like late 20-year-old hipsters living in hipster places like Portland that just didn't like, you know, like Friends and other comedy and pop music and normal things. They shopped at thrift stores and they roasted their own coffee, and they were kind of, you know, but they were basically just hipsters at these days. Not what you consider emo. But then emo turned into this whole like sad fringe. It kind of was like, I'll borrow a bit of goth, I'll borrow a bit of punk, but then I'll borrow it with this kind of, I want to rebel. I want to throw the Bible away and have this just terrifying eye makeup and sexuality. And then the music thing happened. Because the thing is, like, as well, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, and My Chemical Romance, they're not emo. Like, I listened to a lot of emo when I was a teenager, and it's mostly really shit. Like, there was so much emo music, and it all sounded exactly the same, and it was so boring, and the lyrics were so cringe, and it was so bad. And then all of a sudden, there were these bands who didn't turn off the emo people, but kind of, the hipster emos didn't like them, but then the young kids and the teens that really just wanted this kind of alternative vision that wasn't just like metal or like, you know, indie music, which was rubbish, but they want something that was like a bit queerer. They saw emo and were like, I feel like that represents me. And that's when Panic and MCR and Fall Out Boy blew up. But I don't think, you can't call them emo, because in my opinion, like, you can't drag them down by saying that those are emo bands, because emo music was a thing and it was terrible. thing is with Panic, MCR, and Fall Out Boy is they're actually good bands. You know, the first 2-3 albums from all of those bands, like, defined an entire generation of people. I'm not saying indie is rubbish, I'm just saying that some people didn't identify as the indie lifestyle aesthetic and brand. It wasn't kind of... Some people wanted to be sensitive. Some people wanted to wear their mental health on their chest. Some people wanted to rebel. Because, you know, the thing is about indie and metal, it was still quite masculine. So some people wanted to be alternative, but then they looked at like the metal and the indie communities and were like, no, I don't feel like that would accept me. And then emo came along and was like, hand me your rejects. And they were like, yes, I'll grow up my fringe. And thus, the style period of emo, which is what we all stereotypically associate it with today, was born. But the thing is, MCR, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco, they're just like rock music. Or, you know, Panic at the Disco was like dance pop, and then the Beatles out of nowhere. Enter Shikari, they were a great band. They sounded kind of emo. They like transitioned into like the horrible new rave period. Tell you something terrible, new rave. Dear God, that was the worst trend of all time. But then it died. What happened was indie became mainstream, emo became less and less relevant, and then, you know, some people now are like, I find these pictures from dinosaur relics on the internet, some 12-year-old, and they're like, I'm emo! And, you know, sure, you do you. Don't let anybody criticize. If you want to look like whatever you want to look like, you do that. But as a trend, it's definitely past. There's no way to look back on that. And then some people, you know, you look at Phil, you look at me for like the last 5 years, you stop being fully emo, but you kind of keep bits of the style without being like tragically trying to overdo the super forced style period of emo that was like studded belts and cringe stripy fingerless gloves and raccoon stripes dyed into your hair and all that stuff. So what is emo now? Is what I'm saying. Because there are a lot of comments of people that would be like, Dan, you're still emo. And it's like, what does that mean? Because, you know, I don't have the curly hair. I don't listen to the music anymore. I don't do something. But what is it? Because if I'm saying there was this, you know, this style aspect of emo that was just about the look, and the music aspect of emo that was kind of cringe and terrible, but then there were some bands that were actually just really good and became really mainstream that were liked of it, then what was the thing? What was the culture of emo? I think it was the idea that people looked at alternative cultures, like people that listened to metal, people that listened to indie, people that listened to hip-hop and whatever, and didn't identify with any of them. But instead they said, no, I want to be a bit sensitive. I don't want to be hyper-masculine. I want to be vulnerable. I want to talk about my feelings. I want to have friends where we're all just probably super gay and talk about our feelings and stuff. And that's, what is that emotionally? Because if you identify with that, maybe that's emo. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to shut up. But as I was saying, the video was just a joke. You don't have to be ashamed if you're emo. But I still do have cringe attacks thinking about those photos. So if you want to go to my Twitter, I just posted some horrendous photos of myself that I will regret sharing with the internet forever, but I had to dig out for this. I'll just load them up for you now because they are just truly horrific. So the first photo we have here is this one of me biting my lip. Oh, I edited that, so my face was so dark. I was just blending into nothingness. Wow. Oh, look at me biting my lip and that angle. Dear God. So I told you I once dyed my fringe purple. Well, it's obviously like so cheap and I had no idea what I was doing. I think I was 16, I think, in that photo. That's you, by the way, Reflector. but the dye ran out in like 2 months and it just went ginger. So like I was like, I've got a purple fringe in the summer, and a couple of people were like, okay, honestly, none of my friends cared. I always tried so hard to be popular, and no one ever cared on any level. It was unbelievable how badly I got constantly rejected by people. And then by the time I got back to school, it was just bright orange. So then people bullied me for being ginger. And that was that. So that was a particularly fun one. Oh, dear God. Okay, and then we have this one here. I think this was 2008, maybe. Look at that. My hair, as we've been over this, I never made it look good when it was straight, because my hair's really curly, and I could never straighten it and make it look good. So that was me immediately after I came out of the shower. You think that's Dan, who used to have a really cool hairstyle, looking super emo and cringe? No, that was me with completely wet hair, and I just scraped it over my face, and no one could tell, because that's all I could do back then. Literally post that on the internet. It was quite embarrassing. That one there, look at that. Oh, that was me when I was like 14, and I didn't really quite know how to get the good hairstyle, because I couldn't really go to a hairdresser and say, yeah, I want this thing, because I couldn't explain it. So I didn't actually have a haircut. I just had like normal hair, and I just grew it out, and I tried to style it like an emo, but I actually just looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. On no level did I succeed at looking like a cool emo. I just looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I said this on a Facebook comment. For 2 years, I was basically like a wannabe emo, because I was like, these people look so cool. I identify with the vibe, and I really like the style, but because when I was 13, 14, I was just a complete idiot whose brain was really underdeveloped, and I was immature, and I couldn't think for myself or anything, which, you know, I look at comments, and I'm like, wow, some people would like twice as mature as me at the same age. I had no idea what I was doing, so I just had like a green hoodie and like a pair of jeans I borrowed from my mum, and I just looked so bad. I was literally like a failed emo, which by then was like the lowest of the low. You don't understand. Like, being emo back then was so like hated on. You actually got bullied just for like having a certain style and listening to certain music. It was just absolutely ridiculous. So that was that. And then we have this one. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I basically got like a little XD face going on there, holding it, looking super emo in the mirror there. Cringe attack. So there we go. Shared those photos with you. And as I said in the caption, if I can get over posting those on the internet and sharing them with people forever, then you can get over anything. It's true. Dan, what was behind your moon chair? Behind my moon chair was my shoe rack. Thrilling. There we go. Okay, I'll acknowledge some people. Who's tuning in and being supportive today after Danny's emo rant? I'm a failed emo. That's okay. Aesthetically blue. Eliza. Raven loves dad. Who is dad? Quoth the Raven. Emily Knight. Mika Sackerman. Teresa Neri. Bipolar Emma. Caitlin M. Hallie Fever Daniel. Jotalina. And KD420. Blaze it. Up in that. Dan, you should lie like a French girl. No. Please roast Phil more. Phil had that coming. I mean, you know, the thing is, Phil wasn't actually offended, because that's what friends can do. You can just roast each other with no repercussions. But if we're all being honest with each other, after Phil's rat video, remember the photos he found of me and Dan Anthony or a rat? Yeah, it was only fair that he got like a full roasting. Right there. So that's fine. Rat video! Yeah, the rat video was a thing. It was a true awakening experience for all of us. I learned Welcome to the Black Parade on the piano. Are you proud? Do you mean the whole thing, or like the 7 notes? Because that 7 notes is all you need to ruin someone's life. We've established with that. I'm having a horrible week. Help. Oh, well, McKenna, I hope you chill and have a relaxing time watching this. Just do some deep breathing. Take a moment. Stop. Breathe in slowly. And out. And in. And out. And then get yourself a drink. There you go. You're fine. You can get through it. Everything's cool. If I can get through sharing these most cringe moments of my entire teen period with millions of people on the internet, then you can get through this week. That's the point of this live show right now. But in all seriousness, if there's a lesson here, it's if you're going through your awkward teen phase now, just, you know, be prepared to delete everything. Because these photos, you know, I shared them on the internet and I can just never take them back now. So that's just that, to be honest. Please say hi to Haley and Austin. What up, Haley and Austin? Thanks for watching. Congrats on finishing the Crash Bandicoot level. Thanks, Ashton. Did you watch that? Yeah, so Senor Phillips' laryngitis, great excuse, finished being in him. And then we made another gaming video playing Crash Bandicoot. As we mentioned, in the week where Phil had laryngitis and we couldn't film gaming videos, we basically completely finished the whole of the Crash Bandicoot remake. And then the people that made it released a level from the first Crash Bandicoot that was scrapped from the first game in the 90s because it was too hard. And now, this new version of the game, they accidentally made it harder to like control on the PS4, and then they put in the game. So we made a whole video just finishing the hardest Crash Bandicoot level ever designed. And you might not care about gaming or Crash Bandicoot, but if you want to watch Dan and Phil suffer and go on an emotional roller coaster, trying as hard as possible, failing every 10 seconds to just complete something, it's a good bant. It's a good one. Why did you bleep Phil swear? Phil said the F word. He actually said the S word. Because it's funny. There's no rules. You just make them up as you go along. Like that one period of swearing that we bleeped, just because that was a lot of it in one sentence. There we go. Are you having a good day? I am having a good day. As I said, I tried to do some home improvements and failed. I nearly electrocuted myself. It was rough, actually. I could have really caused some danger. Show us the other mirror. Oh no, that's not the other mirror. That's me not knowing what side. Yeah, my plastic long mirror there. Why soundproof tiles? Oh god. So, I'm sure many of you seen, Phil tweeted a picture. Basically, where we film the gaming videos, we are adjacent to another neighbour. And we have had some complaints from the neighbours where I was like jogging on the spot doing some exercise and some guy was like, "You ruined my day." So we're like, shit, we're being noisy. So we got some soundproofing tiles and stuck them. It's basically like this weird foam stuff, and we stuck them all over the wall where we filmed the gaming channel to help, you know, soundproof where we film the videos. And Phil spent about 4 hours sticking these tiles everywhere, and then when we were filming the Crash Bandicoot video, he bent over to pick something up and literally knocked all of them on the floor. So we filmed one video, Phil made a mess, and yep, there we go. So just literally hours and hours and hours of sticking these things on a wall, instantly destroyed by Phil's butt. So obviously I was there to take a shame photo of him. And there we go. Play Dream Daddy. A lot of people have been requesting me and Phil to play Dream Daddies. I was worried it would be too like Horse Prince in that it's not really a game and more about just reading something funny. But it does seem to have a lot of character creation and some choices. So, do you want us to play it? Do you want us to make some videos playing Dream Daddy Dating Simulator? Yes, says everybody. Okay, we'll film that this week. Fun times. I think we'll do one more gaming video in the meantime. Then maybe we'll see if we can do a Dream Daddy. And then I reckon it's time for a Sims. Because with Phil's laryngitis, we can't, 3 videos before a Sims. That'll be it. People will be coming for us. It'll be bad. It'll be violent. You won't know. Thanks for disturbing me from my fanfiction, Dan. You're welcome. I'm here to serve, always. Uh-oh, there's been an uprising. XOXO Shell is now #1. Hi there. My new merch came today, and it was so cool. Jess, I was going to completely forget that. I thought I'd mention these. Like, no one needs a bag in July, but we figured that if some people are going back to class in August and September, it would be good to just, like, have these so people are aware. We put some new bags on Dan and Phil's shop. We're always desperately just trying to cater for different people's tastes, because you can never please everybody. So Phil and I like to just do some very, very different looking things so that some people are like, I hate everything you've ever done, are like, this is acceptable. So, for Phil's kind of aesthetic, we have this blue pastel cloudy bag with Japanese writing saying Dan and Phil. Look at that. That's Tumblr right there. A pastel sky blue cloudy bag with something there. It's pretty ace. That's if you Phil. I wouldn't wear that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I hate it. It's not for me. For me is this one. Boom. Yeah. Here we go. Black as night. And if, here we go, I'm going to whack the torch out. If you shine a torch on it, look, oh, glitter, glitter. A black, glittery bag. So it looks like black as death. But then, only when it catches the light, wah, 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 sparkly star nebula. And they're pretty rad bags. They have like a headphone hole so you can put your phone in when it's raining and stick your headphones through there. They have a laptop pouch, which you can't see shit in there. It's a great bag. Anyway, danandphilshop.com. Get a bag if you want one. If you don't want a bag, there you go. Don't get it. I got rejected from 3 jobs this week. Don't be discouraged, McKenna, because I was rejected from many jobs. I was rejected from Marks and Spencer's. You know, when I wanted to go work at, well, when I worked at that hardware store, you know, the one that I got fired from, Good Times. I really wanted to work at Marks and Spencer's, which is like a posh, fancy supermarket in the UK. And they make you fill out this like 200-page questionnaire about your entire life and the way that you think and how your soul operates and what your morality system is. And I failed the quiz. I didn't even get an interview. Like, whatever I did when I tried to apply for Marks and Spencer's, they were like, nope, but you're wrong. You can't do it. Yep, I got rejected 6 times, Alison. It's hard. What do they want from you? I don't know. Don't sell access to children. Yeah, basically, don't sell access to children is Dan's employment tips right there. Is this live show dark because you're reflecting your emo soul? Yes, Toby, that's exactly what's happening. I just got a job, said Emily. Congrats. Don't let children sell access to you, said Delifonte. Also true. Can't forget that. Super important right there. Touch your nose, said Calypso. There you go, live interaction with Dan. I turn 18 on Friday. Any advice? What can you do legally now? Brianna, drive a car or something. Dunno, enjoy your freedom. I'm not sure. I have a job interview tomorrow. Good luck, ex-Dorney. Has Phil finished putting up the soundproof tiles? He has now well, he kind of gave up. I'm sure at some point before we film the rest of them, Phil will have to undo the assening that he did when he knocked them all over. That PSA was very important, Dan. Plays G-Note. Yeah. It's so funny. Like, honestly, I just couldn't listen to My Chemical Romance. There's lots of different, like, when I was 12, I listened to a lot of, like, Evanescence and Muse. And I can still listen to Evanescence and Muse. And it's all fine. And then when I was, like, 16, 17, I started listening to a lot of indie music. That's when I got into, like, Kanye and stuff. And I can listen to all that. And that's fine. You know the one kind of music I can't listen to? It's MCR, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco. Like, honestly, I can't listen to it. Like, I could maybe listen to Pretty Odd, but I can't listen to songs from I Write Sins, not I Write Sins, not A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. I could listen to I Write Sins because it's like such a, like an overplayed mainstream song. I just couldn't listen to that album. And Fall Out Boy, From Under the Cork Tree, and MCR, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or The Black Parade, it's just like emotionally, I've left that behind now. Everyone's like, shut up, no, I'm not saying I can't listen to it because it's bad. I'm saying I can't listen to it because it's like a part of my emotional life story when I was an angsty emo teen that was like so sensitive that that's just been put in a box and put under the stairs now. I could listen to the latest MCR album or any of Fall Out Boy's new stuff or like the new stuff that Brendan's coming out with, but I could not listen to the Black Parade. I don't know. Like, are any of you like this? Was there music that you listened to at a point of your life where you're like, I can't go back there emotionally. Do you like Years and Years? Yeah, I do. I know what you mean. Yup. Oh my god, it seems like a lot of you people have emotionally resonant albums. That's me with the Disney Channel. Amazing. I love the idea of that. Are you going to do some live streaming on Danifil Games? Yes, we've just been working out. Guess the crime. Welcome to London. Where is your crime today? We've been working out how to do it. It's like complicated ding dong, but that's something that we're going to do. As I said, I'm also going to. I want to use this. Me attacking you with my phone. I'm going to work out how to use the YouTube mobile live streaming app and do some silly side channel videos like a scented candle haul. And I'm not saying like I'm going to do a funny, ironic comedy video about my love for scented candles. I mean, I'm going to completely unironically become a candle vlog for one video. I'm not going to be funny. It's literally just going to be a candle vlog. You don't understand. Yeah, you uploaded when Love Island was on. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that, but I had to upload it on Monday because this is Tuesday and I got plans tomorrow, just important plans. Actually, I do have one important plan tomorrow and then like a whole day of not important. Do. I am a candle. If you identify as a candle, good for you. You know, whatever. Indeed, I'm not okay. You can't just say these things in the chat. Important plans. Oh, we're doing a Make-A-Wish tomorrow. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, which for young people that are going through hard times or have illnesses, they can apply to this charity and then a wish granted. And tomorrow we're going to be playing video games with one of you guys. It actually sounds really crazy. I'll tell you about it next week. Because it's not just like sitting on a sofa somewhere and playing some games. There's like a fun, weird thing planned. So I'll post a photo because you said I should next time I do that. So we'll do that. That should be a nice day. And then there's a new Guild Wars patch that's come out, and I'm going to play it all day. Important plans, as you know. Tom Scar video. Yeah, filmed another sketch with the Tom Scar. And that's going to come out, dunno, sometime soon, I guess. And as you saw from watching his last week video and the photos that he's leaked, it is set in a house party. So it's a sketch about Tom and something that he wants to achieve at a house party. And for some reason, he's going to Dan for advice, talking to Dan. So if you can imagine what happens when you ask Dan for advice at something, combined with what happens with when Dan tries to go to a house party, and if you interacted with him while he was at one, you can probably already imagine the whole sketch in your head. It's very realistic. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a full documentary. The MySpace were good though, were they? I mean, the funny thing about MySpace was it was like Tumblr. It's the exact equivalent. You could do it yourself with a train wreck of text, but there was no like content or social networking. It was all just self-promotion, and the content was just yourself. So when you're on MySpace, like instead of tweeting things or trying to actually talk with people or reblogging things like on Tumblr, the content was just the style of your profile page and the photos you posted. So when you were like, I need to get some new content for my MySpace page, it was basically you just have to plan a photo and then your stunning new profile picture taken from an insane angle with your feet together, with a crazy mirror flash probably, and the raccoon stripes dyed into your hair. That was basically all MySpace was, which makes it so Facebook. Well, not Facebook, because on Facebook you like actually talked to people. On MySpace you basically just tried to get as many friends as possible and then self-promoted your photos. Talk about Tyler's new album. I've only listened to Tyler's new album once, so I don't have like a thick opinion yet. But from my one listen, I really like it. I definitely prefer it to Cherry Bomb. I think it's pretty. I think I prefer it to Wolf. Pretty nostalgic for Goblin, even though I think that half of it's trash now. obviously bastard as an offensive work of fiction, but it was so pure. It might be my favourite Tyler, the Creator album. I don't know. But yeah, it's so good. It's extremely good. But I'll listen to it more. You know what I mean. Have you seen the Stranger Things Season 2 trailer? No! There have been so many trailers recently because of all these conventions. It's terrible. There's like Infinity War trailer, Thor trailer, Westworld trailer. All these trailers. And I'm like, get this out of my face. I don't want to know about it. Because as you know, with me and spoilers, I don't want to know anything to do with anything when it comes with spoilers. If I know I want to watch something like Westworld Season 2, I don't want to know anything about it. I want to go in naked and raw, so everything is a surprise that just blows my mind. And yeah, that's it. Say hello to my friend and I. What up, Owen and Hallie? How you doing? You and Phil were teachers in my dream. Wow, well, your education would have been absolutely horrendous, Hannah. I'm very glad that that was just a dream for you. Have you heard Louis Tomlinson's new song? Yeah, I said in the last live show. I quite dig it. I quite dig it, indeed. I'm, like, so intrigued for a Louis Tomlinson album. Like, what would the songs on it be? Interesting. Do you think Louis is somebody that just asks the record label to make a song for him and the lyrics aren't anything to do with him and he doesn't help write them, so they're just kind of generic pop songs? Or do you think that Louis really wants to kind of express himself in his life, and with a Louis Tomlinson album, we'd get a slice of the Louis Tomlinson pie? Because with Zayn and Harry, you felt like you got kind of insights into their life. He said he wrote them. Okay, probably not, lol. Savage. I would hope so, said Katie. I would hope so, indeed. Someone trying to... Okay, Louis Tomlinson pie would be great. It would just taste of truckies, wouldn't it? But very expensive, fashionable ones. Do more golf with friends. Do you want more golf with friends? We could. I just really don't want to wear the hat. Can you give us a room tour? I basically did. It's some white walls, some grey things that look like moons, which are very pretty, but I don't have any, like, fairy lights or plants. This isn't like, everyone's like, yes, give me golf. What is wrong with you? Okay. Sure, we'll film some golf this week. Whatever. Louis wrote most of the songs in One Direction. Well then, moon aesthetic. Yeah, like, for a bedroom to be Tumblr worthy, you need some, like, you know, quaint little thing. You need some, like, fairy lights and maybe some, like, succulents or something. But all my succulents are upstairs because there's no light in here. This is a dank cave. It's Dan's moon cave bedroom. Actually, speaking, I mean, to keep, I have the moon rug, the moon mirror, the moon chair, and then I even have, on that mirror there, a scarf, which is the pattern of Radiohead's A Moon-Shaped Pool album. Well, shit me. This is the mooniest bedroom in the entire world, isn't it? Dan's dank cave. Yep, that's what it is. Your tweet should say emos, not emos, damn it. Did I put an erroneous apostrophe in there? Sorry. Dan, you have 303,033 likes. Wow. Oh my god, when that gets 3333, that's going to be so satisfying. Everyone on you now, right now! Thumb me up! Answer IG DMs. I don't have Instagram DMs, so if you're talking to someone with my face on, oh wow, that was fast. Boom! Well, I hope you captured that, because that sextuple 3 went by fast. Next goal is 666. The new video was amazing. Thank you, Small Moonchild. Small Moonchild, you'd look good in my bedroom. That's a sentence I'm not going to say ever again. I'm planning to redesign my bedroom. What's your theme going to be, Sam? It's my birthday in September. Give me a gift. Your gift is this smile. That's just for you. Your smile and laugh are my favourite ever. Thanks, Millie. React to Down by Fifth Harmony. I mean, yeah, it's a catchy song. Any collabs with other YouTubers planned? Planned? Dunno. I mean, we were really efficient with that one day with Anthony, aren't we? I mean, we busted out 4 whole videos. To be honest, we spent like 5 hours filming my Stop Lookalike video, and then the others was like boom, boom, boom. I loved that video where Anthony and Phil made that frickin' dog sweater. hilarious flop. I think they really had, I think they could have squeezed it onto the dog, and until they did that Big Ben thing, it was going really well, and then it just completely fell apart. But Riverdale, I did watch the Riverdale trailer. It's so stupid, but amazing. It's like, it's so silly, and it's so cringe, but at the same time, it's so important and beautiful, and the characters are just so beautiful and important, and we're just also emotionally attached to them. God bless Riverdale, an essential TV show. I graduated with a 2-1. Well done, Farana. 2-1, that's like, did it, that's fine. If you get a first, it's like, tried too hard. If you get a 2-2, it's like, but 2-1, that's it. I mean, to be honest, actually no one cares ever for the rest of your entire life. You just go, I got a degree in this, and they're like, wow, I guess this gets you a job, and you're like, I have so much debt. And that's higher education. You look incredibly attractive today. Thank you. Yeah, it's the blue stripe coming down on my face, adding that bit of reflection. So good. Honestly, have you seen the Walking Dead trailer? No! I haven't watched any of the trailers, guys. John said, Dan, you dingus, how'd you get stuck in a lift? Okay, well, I didn't get stuck in a lift. I thought I got stuck in a lift. So this happened the other day. I was in an elevator. I got in, and the doors closed by themselves. Now, I'm used to lifts that you have to press a button to close the door. But the door closed. Or like, you go into a lift, you press the button, and then it closes automatically, and then it goes up to the floor that you selected. Well, I went in, and then it just closed behind me, and I was like, okay, I must have done it. I get out my phone, I start looking through my camera rolls, I'm like, favorite that, delete all these old reject selfies that I didn't get, standing there for like a minute, and then suddenly I'm like, wait a minute, I've been in this lift for ages, and I haven't moved. And then suddenly I had that full-on, like, wave of fear, just like full-on panic and terror that I was stuck in the lift, that it had broken down, and the reason why it hadn't moved was because it had broken. And then, I'm not a particularly claustrophobic person, but it's that thing where you're like, oh, this is my coffin. This is the end. I'm here. Goodbye, world. And I was like, oh God. And I was looking around. I was like, there's a number. Should I call the number? There's like and then I looked and there was no signal. And I was like, oh my God. There's like in an emergency, call this number. But the number's not, so what do? I'm going to die. I'm going to starve to death. They're going to open this in a month. And I'm just going to be like a skeleton. And then I saw that, there's like that emergency bell button. And I was like, I'm going to press that. And then I looked and I was like, wait a minute. There's no lights on around this. And then I was like, press floor 7, boop, boop, and I was like, oh my God. I just hadn't pressed the button. So yeah, there I was stood for like a full minute, and then had a full-on freak out, like, I am dead. This is my life now. This is the end. The phone doesn't work. And I was just stood there. So that was great. That was the height of my intelligence this week. Truly, Dan, only you. Truly. Why is it so dark? Because Phil was like, we need to use this computer. I think he's trying to work out how to use a PC to stream YouTube gaming. Because obviously we don't play the gaming on our gaming channel on a Mac because Macs don't work with most games, which is a shame. So we need to download a piece of software called OBS and learn how to use it. So I was like, yeah, Phil, you do that, and I'll just sit on a bed talking to some people. A very fair share of the hard work there. I think you can all agree. I'm on a laptop. Lol said emo gothic galaxy. Wow, there you go. That's going out to you there. That little one. Dan, I was inspired by your Crash Bandicoot video. I thought you'd never do so well. It was actually really hard. I'm not gonna lie, that Crash Bandicoot level. I love that Felix has made two videos playing Crash Bandicoot. Like, this is so hard. To be honest, the video, like, when you first play that game, it does take ages to get used to. That frickin' hog. It was bad. Dan, you have a Zane curl. Do I? Is that like a Zane curl inwards there? It's just, I had a haircut today, and this is just how it was left. So there we go. Obviously, I'm in, like, the abyss of this thing. Oh, that makes my hair look blue. I need to get, like... I could do live shows here. I just need to get, like, a massive lamp to reflect off the wall so I'm, like, visible. Please play Overcooked. We've already, like, 100% of the whole of Overcooked. We could do it. That would be pretty amazing. That's another one of those things that was like, that would be the perfect Downfall Games content, but then over the Christmas period, when we were bored just playing the PS4, we literally rinsed 3-starred the whole of Overcooked, which is an amazing game as well. Now KD 420 is #1. My god, what is up there? Will you play Crash again? Maybe. I'm high as balls, and you're glowing, son. I mean, that might be because of what you've consumed, or it might just be because the bluening happening there. Do Crash Bandicoot blindfolded. That'd go well. Jesus. You get your hair cut. I'm a lad that, I'm a lad. Look at me saying, I'm a boy, and boys have short hair, so boys have to... Doesn't matter what your gender is, you can have whatever hair you want. If you're someone with a short hairstyle, you need to get it cut frequently. God. We're all so brainwashed with our language, aren't we? As someone with a short hairstyle, I have to get it cut frequently so that it doesn't look like trash. Have you seen Dunkirk? No, but I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of which, Marion said, what are you living for this week? Thanks. I'll tell you what I'm living for. At the moment, I'm living for the game that I'm going to play and Dunkirk. I'm seeing it this weekend. And Paz, it's good. I bet it's going to be really harrowing. Like, it's not just going to be a good movie, but it's going to be, like, real, about a real tragic thing that happened. And that's just going to, like, elevate it. Because you know when something's, like, good, and then something's, like, okay, but it's about something real, and it makes a serious point, and it makes you feel about something real that really happened. Sometimes the thing that's, like, not that good, but is, like... you know, about something real, it makes it like, But if something's, like, good and it's real, it's like, GOAT! So there we go. I mean, I trust Christopher Nolan. I'm going in. I'm good at Cillian Murphy is amazing. Don't you just love Cillian Murphy? Oh my god. Can you please follow me back on you now? I don't even know how to do that! I'm going to decline your message. Hi, Dan. Today's my 17th birthday. What up, Cameron? Happy birthday. Thanks for watching on your birthday. And shout out to Jay Grubbs. Thanks for watching. Maria just sent me a message saying, Raw XD. Leave me alone! And hello to Chloe, Dar, Eileen, and Lena. Did that come together to spell something horrendous? Who knows? Dan, red and blue lighting suits you, does it? It was like slightly more extreme. It'd be like a neon photo shoot, you know, that someone would like have in like an edgy, cool magazine of some kind. I could totally see that. Definitely. Hey, I'm awake at 4. This is why I usually sleep till 4 p.m. Wow. Well, I mean, well done at being awake right now to see this. Would you ever consider coming to Brazil? I'd love to go to Brazil one day. Actually, probably. Yeah. When is Sims? After a couple more videos. I reckon we'll do a daddies. We'll do a golf. We have an idea for another video, which is actually going to be really fun. And then I reckon a simmy ding dong. Oh yeah. It's going to be fun. Are you going to get evicted because the neighbour's complaining? Probably. So, goodbye to strange apartment with this thing. I can't work out the layout. Give up. Honestly. I might move where I film my videos. I'm not going to do that. That's way too much effort. There's just this thing. If you go on my channel and you look at my last video, not the emo shaming one, the one before, there's a thing on the wall directly behind where I sit, and that drives me insane. Oh, so I'd love to find just a white wall that doesn't have a weird thing on it. Evicted like Jake Paul. Relevant banter. Are we human or are we dancer? Rhyming up here, thanks to Dilly Fonte. I'm at home pretending to be sick. You do you, Zoe. I'm not going to out you for that. Although you're admitting it in the chat. So there we go. Brave of you. I saw an emo chicken yesterday. Was it like that? Was its flop just flopped over its hair and it was like, ugh! Everyone keeps pecking the food before me. Ugh! Is that a moon behind you? It is. That's like a proper Damocles sword above where I sleep. That could crush me at any time, couldn't it? I mean, honestly, if I'm going to die, this giant moon mirror is going to just collapse on me. Troy, you should post Instagrams of your moon things. Should I? Would that be too ugly? I feel like it's just a disgrace to attempt to share something that's not got like the lights and the succulence that are required. Maybe it could just be like a pretentious textures of my moon-themed bedroom post where I'm like, here's my mirror, here's a close-up of a texture of this thing, here's like another thing I was going for here. Maybe. Then I need to replace it with a selfie because I think it would be weird. Or on Tumblr. Or I could do it on Instagram, then on Tumblr. Though, what happens if you post an Instagram with multiple photos and auto-share to Tumblr? Does it share all the photos, or does it just share the first photo on Tumblr? Would have to do it separately. If I posted it all on Tumblr, that would be so, like, look at me. Who knows? I love how, like, my only job is being someone that basically knows how to use social media, and I have no idea whatsoever. Just the first one, said Fiona. Well, there we go. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I get thirsty for Instagram content later this week. It's the 1 year anniversary of my diss track. Wow. Dan's diss track. How's that doing? Chords is the first thing. Any chords? Oh my god, it has 8.5 million views. What is wrong with you? And there's 13,000 people watching this right now just on YouTube. Come over to you now. Click the link in the description. There is a chat. Geez. I think that Dan's diss track is one of my best videos of all time. I don't know what your opinion is. Dan's diss track, a retrospect, an hour-long feature where Dan goes into the behind-the-scenes of his iconic rap song. He comes back with a tag. That single is like a month without uploading. He has just ruined everything forever. Just forever. It's just completely ruined. Although, to be honest, everything I've ever done has completely ruined everything forever, not just the diss track. But yeah, you look kind of sweaty right now. I'm not, I'm just really dry. I have to, like, not sit right here. What if I rotate towards this other... Do I look different now? Is that like... No, it's still... I mean, oh, come on, I have to, like, completely flip around, wouldn't I? How could I even do that? Okay, I'm gonna... Let's... Operation... Get rid of the blue. Did that do it? Not... Look at that shining down on my face. Wow, great lighting. Hashtag thought this through. Hashtag going upstairs next time. What is your favourite band? Dunno. Radiohead, maybe. My favourite artists are Frank Ocean, Kanye West, Radiohead, and others. What's the difference between emo and scene? I mean, I feel like this is going to offend people, but I don't care, because I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If you're someone that's like, I'm a scene kid, no, that died 10 years ago, please. Scene was this awful thing where, like, people were emo and they were, like, black, and they were like, ugh, and they were like eyeliner and poetry, and all of a sudden scene kids were a thing where it's like the visual style of emo, which was like the skinny jeans, the studded belts, the hair, the makeup, the like checked sweatbands pattern, but then colourful or like blonde and white. So all of a sudden these people came along and they were like, oh my god, emo's dead. It's all about being a scene kid now. And it was basically everything about emo, but completely shallow and just about style. So if there was any aspect of emo that was actually about art or culture or identity, or, you know, the things that it borrowed from punk and, you know, all these other things, it was just like, I want to dress like it, but be really, like, colourful and obnoxious, and then, like, turn up all the cringe XD, like... Really, the whole XD thing, that was more of a scene kid thing, and that just came out of a thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, if you're an emo, you're a loser, that's in the past. You need to be a scene kid now. And then honestly, it was just so cringe. It was so bad. I look back and I'm like, how were everybody's brains so bad? Like, you know when you think about humor these days on the internet, and we've got our, like, edgy, ironic memes that literally are just, like, so ironic and far gone that they make no sense on any level other than to, like, make the most hardened of fedora-wearing internet pioneers go a little, huh, I understand the 15 references crammed into one sharpened picture of SpongeBob doing this weird thing. Back in the day, well, like, you know, 8 years ago, we thought that rage comics were funny. You know what I mean? Just like, hello, Le Derpina. And it's just like, I can't believe any of us thought that was. You just believe that our brains actually thought that that was funny. It just makes you think, like, were we all stupider back then? Like, how can these things change? And it's the same thing, like, back then, with these awful cringe styles on MySpace, it's like, have we all just, have our brains just grown bigger? Or what? Like, how did any of us even think this was acceptable back in the day? Truly terrible times. Truly, truly the worst of times. And then it's called growing up, but not really, because it's like, I'm sure there's many of you that are 12 right now watching this that think that what was funny 10 years ago is cringe, and now you're all about the ironic memes that make no sense. So it's kind of like, as a culture, we've evolved, and it doesn't matter how young or immature you are, you can catch up. It's just so weird. It makes you wonder. Will you be my friend, said Fandom Trash. I like the sentiment there, but you could be like a cannibal or something, and I just don't want to endorse that. Did you listen to Flower Boy yet? Yeah, once. I want to listen to it more, but I think it's really good. How was your weekend, Dan? My weekend, I filmed the video. No, what did I do on Saturday? I don't even know. I think on Saturday we filmed the Crash Bandicoot video? When did we upload that? I don't know. Didn't actually have a weekend. I never have weekends. Because usually, like, for me to be creative or to film things, I need people to leave me alone. And people don't leave me alone during the week. So I usually do most of my YouTube stuff over the weekend, which means I don't have weekends, because that's when I desperately need people to leave me alone, which is why I'm having like a Wednesday weekend tomorrow. The joys of being self-employed. Also, you're cripplingly lonely. Do you like Melanie Martinez? Yeah? What's your favourite cheese? Dunno, lol. My god, there's so many cheeses and so little time, and one or two blues to avoid. But stop typing in the background of Phil's stream. Oh, did you hear me the other day? That was me on the computer going clackety clack clack wearing headphones. I have no idea what's happening during that. It's a miracle that he doesn't find it distractorino-ing. Stan, stop saying Eno. I know, I should. I just put Eno on the ends of things. It's like a coping mechanism. It's just what... Oh my god, there's a poster as well. Right. So, Pestle, Dan and Phil was a thing. We made a... Where did it go? Sned, help. Oh my god, I'm on crack. Literally, oh, it's here. We made a poster of our pastel personas. Here it is. Pastel, it's Daniel DreamX and Phil still together. A lot of people are like, why the wigs? We can't unironically make a cute poster of ourselves dressed. That's just too cringe. Nope. It has to have a bit of irony in it. Otherwise, I would just have not tolerated it on any level. So there you go. But got the memo for the plushies, because like that's different in my opinion. So that's that. On it. Very different to the other ones. Just constantly trying to make things for different people, because everyone's like, that's not my personal style. So yeah, favourite cucumber colour. There's different colours of cucumbers. I don't know. I like green. What's wrong with it? I'm not keen on cucumbers, to be fair. I'm just going to put that out there. What time is it there? In England, it is 10:04, which means I should leave in like a minute and a half. So, I mean, this has been fun. This has gone by so quickly. What is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I guess the headlines are, I hope you liked the video that I filmed with Anthony. Remember, it is just a comedy sketch about people like me and Anthony who used to be emo and are now kind of embarrassed by these silly photos that we put, and are now saying that, you know, you have to be respectful of your friends that used to be emo. They're trying to put this behind them, so don't like bring up traumatizing memories for us. But it's actually just a joke. There's no reason to be ashamed of anything for any reason, but I hope you liked it. There's lots of gaming channel videos coming, if you're looking forward to that. There's some bags, I guess. It's good. I'm gonna replace the bulb. Next, we're gonna work out how to do some live streaming gaming, which will be fun. And I'll probably see you next week. What am I doing next? I have literally no idea. I might be busy next week. I don't know. I'll let you know on Twitter. But I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you hanging out with me, whether you're watching this on Tumblr, on YouTube Live, whether you're watching it as a podcast, or the whole time now on YouTube. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Remember, if you ever miss these, you can just leave me on in the background while you're like getting dressed in the morning, because they're nice little podcasty kind of things. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you liked the emo video. Guess I have to think of the next video on the Dan Is Not On Fire channel now. But thank you for all being so nice and supportive. You're all rad. And remember, whilst things can be cringe, there's no reason to feel shame about anything. Breathe deeply, stay hydrated, and open the curtains so you can get some houseplants in your bedroom. Bye.